The only thing they got forgotten about for those first 15, 20 years was sleep. Well, I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to put on a mask because I can smell the canvases and I'm starting to cough. And the idea is to treat your lungs with respect right now. So, there. And we'll work with a mask for a while. That's better, I can feel it right. Yellow. I think we're going to get looser, forget about this following that canvas necessarily. Having said that, alright, let's see. I'm only for tootsing around here, so I'm going to shift to one of my brushes, these Chinese hair brushes that are very inexpensive, and usually they get clobbered with a combination of oil and acrylic, and of course if they're not washed out right away, which is very hard to do anyway, they freeze into a hard surface. And I like it, this hard surface. Not on this because I'm working wet on wet right now. That's an entirely different procedure. When you're dry, you're in control of the line all the way. As an Indian ink line would drop like this, it would be with really full control. Whereas wet, you don't know where the hell it's going. Except in a little while you begin to learn and you take advantage of that too. So there is no excuse for stopping really at any time. Any kind of materials can be used. Any kind of a space can be used for a studio. It's just the will to work, that's all in paint. I'm going to be fighting a battle all the way here between looking at this thing and saying, no, I don't want to look at it, and just going on it. I don't know if you can see it, but that's what I'm on here now. And I picked up this here, which I may destroy later on, but, well, for one thing, it's a challenge. It's not something I do very often. And when things are new, that's pretty good stuff. After you've painted for 40 years and you've done well over 10,000 works and canvas and God knows how many drawings, staying alive, having it stay alive, is sometimes a problem. You know how to do lots of things, whereas before, in the beginning, you didn't know how to do anything. Well, if you don't know how to do anything, anything you do is pretty exciting. And when you know how to do it, there's a great tendency to do it. Not because it should be there, but because you know how to do it. It's the easy way out, and it's not necessarily a good way out. Everybody, I think, must face that one way or the other. I do. Somebody sent me a bunch of drawings that were done in the 70s. Oh my God. I didn't know the first thing about drawing, I don't think. They were simple, straight lines, or waggly or whatever, but very simple. They were sparse, they were spare, and they all had a feeling. Interesting things. I couldn't do it now if I wanted it, I don't think. But like this? Well, no, this is already much more sophisticated than that. It was without the shading, and they were on usually plain backgrounds, white backgrounds, and nothing was in the way. Interesting. But we change. trees change. The bark on trees at the end is hardly what it is in the middle or the beginning. And birds and bees and the whole works. I don't know. I'm having a bit of a problem here, not with any of the colors and whatnot. First in my mind, I don't know really, do I want to do what I'm doing, I guess. But really beside that, it's the wet on wet, because they're not coming out as clear lines. What I'm putting on is coming out differently, but that's, there again, it can be a plus. That figure is kind of nice. So who knows? Yeah, let's drop something down there. Didn't exist before, but it's about time it did. There. I know what this thing is missing right now without even looking. It's missing contrast. So for contrast, a clean brush would help enormously here. There. Little indie ink, and there. Let's just go in with a, maybe over here a little. Come down. Somewhere's in there. Backing up and take a look again. Yeah. A little palette knife and some white paint. Yeah. What a beautiful day out. Whoosh. I went out just before dawn. Nobody out today. Only Dan. What is it? Bunting? Bunta?
Bunta.
Bunta? B-U-N-T-A?
Yes.
I've been trying for a year or so, 2, maybe 3 years, to get that Galleysworth to come over and find a painting, because Dan helped me out with a snowmobile 2-3 times very well out there. I really needed something. And I keep saying yeah, but it doesn't show up. What I'm not getting here are any of the sharp, clean black lines, and I'm not going to get it unless I go spoosh or something like it. Ooh, that's better. Wait a minute. All right, I'm going to take this and turn it over like that, and then go paint a painting. Well, I'm holding all right up. I wasn't feeling well yesterday. It wasn't because everybody was over, but the day started rough. Somebody picking me up at 8 o'clock in the morning to do an interview for television, and I never should have done it. I knew I shouldn't have. Except Barbie looked at me when I was saying no, and I said, uh-oh, maybe I better say yes. But I shouldn't have. It was a rush. And then from then on, it just kept going, and by the afternoon I was fatigued. So, in bed early, and I was asleep at 7 o'clock at night. And actually stayed in bed till 5:30 this morning, then I started to get it all together. I was out about 6:15, 6:30. It was great outside.